Yo, what's up? So not so long ago in my last update video, I told you guys that I would try out Kurtzpel after this combat rework. And if this combat rework is good, then this could be the determining factor for me coming back to the game again and recording content for the game. However, I'm sorry to inform you that this update was just not it, and it made me dislike the game even more. First off, optimization is still bad for me and I don't understand why. Nothing has changed from when I first started playing the game up to now. If you guys remember, my recordings were very buttery. A lot of people used to ask me, yo, how do you get your game looking like this? It's because I had everything maxed out and I just didn't have any problems with it. All of a sudden though, playing the game in its current time period, I skip a lot. And I don't understand what happened after January 15th, but even then I had issues. Before January 15th, my game was fine. So don't know what's changed, but it's fucking aggravating, to say the least. It seems like, honestly, every time they move forward, it's like they're stabbing themselves in the back every single time with optimization, and it's so fucking weird to me. Strike number 2 is definitely the update itself. Basically, they tried to implement limiting how much you can combo, which to me is a very bad way to balance your game, definitely when your game was based around one thing for so long, and then you're out of nowhere saying, hey, we're gonna limit all these things that you've known for like basically a whole year. Yeah, that's gone now. Basically, this is what we're going with, and you're just gonna have to run with it. Like, fuck, I know that's how STDs work, but shit, you don't have to do that in a fucking video game. It's just not everybody is going to enjoy that. Fuck, nobody even enjoys STDs. Like, what are you doing? So it's kind of weird that they even went with this route, mainly due to the fact that nobody really kind of wanted that. Nobody was saying, hey, limit combos. Just limit them. Fuck. Just don't do it. It would have been better to like add something new. And I do understand that the combo limiting is technically adding something new, but it doesn't add another layer of combat. It just diminishes what was already there. And what's even sadder about this is that the people who are really good at this game already found a way around the combo limit system. So it doesn't even work. So not only did you add a layer to the game that diminishes how the game is played for so long, you added something that new players are gonna have to try to understand and wrap their head around because people are still getting around the combo limit. And what makes it even sadder, I know we're going deeper and deeper into this, but the combo limiting combos versus the loop at least looked cool, and it took a little bit of skill to do. This one, it's like you hit at the end of the animation, kind of wait a little bit and then start hitting again, and then the limit just resets itself. The quick fix that they'll probably do in the future is to make the reset happen a lot later on. However, that's going to kill combos in general as well. Again, it goes back to just limiting combos. So you fix the problem you've created, however, the problem still exists that nobody wants it. However, if someone were to ask me, hey, you talk about, the system that they've added and the looping issue, and you don't like looping, but what's your idea on fixing it? And my idea would be paying attention to the abilities that exist in the game, and also paying attention on how long it takes to get your abilities. You know what I mean? You have one karma with 3 abilities, and then you have another karma with 3 abilities, and you can switch between these karmas at any time. Obviously there's a short cooldown on them, but you can switch between them, and that's what causes the loop, right? So what if you, I don't know, we'll go with like a greatsword gauntlet combo. So WW left click on greatsword, you jump up, you chase it, hit, drop down, hit the floor, hit, storm slash, let the storm slash go through, shift click if they're up in the air enough so you can juggle them again, then maybe hit and then whirlwind, and then switch into reckless charge. That switch causes whatever was on cooldown pre-switch is still on cooldown, and if you switch back to greatsword, everything should just stay on cooldown. You know what I mean? That would eliminate looping altogether. That means your teammate is going to have to finish off whatever you do in your gauntlet state, and you're gonna have to call that out, and that makes you kind of dependent on your teammate. It's a 2v2 game. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be able to deplete a health bar by yourself. I do feel that way. If I'm playing a 2v2 game, it shouldn't just be one guy can just literally carry the entire group. You know what I mean? If you ever played World of Warcraft and watch its 2v2, you're not gonna see one guy just murder everything and no assistance from the teammate. You know what I mean? You're going to see both teammates working together and trying to call out certain things that are happening within that fight. If you play Counter-Strike, you're watching counter gameplay throughout the entire game, and you're hearing teamwork throughout the entire game. Same thing with Valorant, same thing with Overwatch, same thing with all of those games. With this game, it's technically a team game. It's a 2v2 game. Also, get rid of fucking 3v3s. It just doesn't make sense. But anyways, it's a 2v2 game, and to be able to do as much damage as you can in this game and cause so much damage by yourself, again, I think that needs to be paid attention to, and just the way abilities work and the cooldown system. So if you look at the base game that you already have and change what needs to be changed there, and then look forward down the future and be like, all right, what else can we do? You know, countermeasures. You know, right now we have the Q, which again, I think the Q is garbage. I don't think it should push you back as far as it does. And I do think it should create more of a comeback scenario, but not too much of a comeback scenario. If you've ever played Blade and Soul, when you use your tab, you have to use it at a very specific moment, or you can get punished for using your tab. Your tab basically is a get out for free card. You roll backwards, kind of like how Kurtzpel does it. However, in Blade and Soul, you're more grounded, while in Kurtzpel, you're more in the air. So if you're in a scenario where you're in the air and you Q, it could literally maybe drag both players down to the ground, give them both an iframe situation. Either they both run out of it or they fight each other for it. You know what I mean? So it's like you either go for the advantage or you don't go for the advantage, or make them both drop to the ground, make sure that it's timed equally, and whatever happens there happens. They're back in neutral. If the other person who didn't use their tab or their Q gets lifted and etc., they also have the exact same opportunity that they just had. And even then, if you add everything I said previously, that means your teammate has to come in and kind of clean things up as well. So there would be a deeper layer of comboing there. There would be a deeper layer of just gameplay in general, but what we have right now is a limiting system, and even without that, previously it was just kind of, it could be a one-man army situation, and I think that sucks. Now I know other people are going to see this and they're going to have their own ideas and own thoughts, and please, for sure, like, let me know in the comment section what you would do to change the game. This is just the way I would do it. Fuck, I would even add a block system, kind of like Boruto Strikers, where like there's a diminishing return for blocking too much. But again, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section of what you would do to change it. I do think they don't implement things with a bad mindset, except for this one, but I do think everything they do implement is just very badly implemented. I also think that instead of dumbing the game down for casuals, they need to be trying to make it easier for casual players to learn versus just making it easier for them to play. Because if you make it easier for them to play, your skill ceiling drops further down, making top tier players anyone, you know, and that kind of sucks, because the top tier players shouldn't be able to be anyone. It should be people who are dedicated to just mastering the game. At this point, it's so casual that anyone can master the game, and I think that's just a bad way to go about it. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, and if you haven't subbed yet, sub, and I will be playing other PvP shit in the future. I'm kind of just waiting on Blue Protocol, to be honest, but yeah, later.